fantastic. Telly at its very best here, celebrating all these brilliant people. Can you tell us about some of them and their stories?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we saw Chris there, the chap with the beard who was a sculpture was made of him. An amazing story. He was ex-paratrooper. He'd been in the army for 8 years. He came out and, like a lot of people who then go back into civilian life, he struggled a little bit, and then he was a bit lost. He didn't quite know what to do, and so he decided to walk around Britain. And he didn't really have much in the way of resources, but he was helped by SAFA, was one of the sort of veterans charities, and he gathered this enormous following online. People gave him equipment and tents, and you know, he set off on this journey at his lowest ebb, and when he completed this walk around Britain, he met someone on the walk. They had a child together, so he left with like £10 in his pocket and not really much prospect. He came back with a family and an amazing story, and he wrote a book about it.
It?
I mean, it is extraordinary, as the title would say.
So, Bill, you pair one of them up with a talented artist, and actually, I feel like we're staying on the football theme this year because one of those was paired up with goalkeeping legend David James.
Exactly, that's right. Who since she found herself playing to like 98,000, 100,000 people in Mexico. Amazing experience. And, you know, she came back and thought that would be the big sort of kick-off for women's football, which didn't materialise. And it sort of took another 20 years before women's football really finally got the recognition. But she's, I guess you'd say she's one of the first
She's
lionesses.
first lioness, one of the originals.
Yeah.
And then you were saying David James, really talented artist.
Really talented.
Yeah.
And I suppose not many people know that as well.
No,
I had
his name,
no idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
You see, but you could be one of these next year because Sarah, Bill, has got into art now in a serious way.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some examples.
Well, I ought to.
Let's have a look. Who's this, Sarah?
That's my flat coat Daisy. No, I didn't do GCSE art because I wasn't allowed to do two creative subjects. So I did drama and I didn't do art, and I've always regretted it. So it's only taken me 36 years to get round to doing it. So every Monday morning, shout out to Mick Kirkbride, the teacher who's fantastic, and all the art class. I go along and we do 3 hours, and I love it. And I've never meditated, Bill, but at the end I feel like
You've got in the zone. And now, what is that? Is it dogs that you portraiture, or what?
I'm
what's
working
your
on
thing?
one of my dad with one of his bulls, but it's taken me 3 weeks. So I started off.
Sorry, one of his bulls.
Yeah, bulls with a U. Yeah, just to make that.
Sorry,
clear.
I just.
You just cleared
One of it. He's got.
He's got a prize-winning bull. This is getting worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Prize-winning bull, and he's there with one of his cattle because he breeds Herefords.
Of course.
So that's the
Of course
one
he
I'm
does.
working on at the moment.
Right.
But the first week I did my horse in pencil. Second week charcoal.
Horse.
Yeah.
Yes. It's translating.
And third week was charcoal and some sort of coloured chalk. So I love it. People want to have a go at it.
It's amazingly
you're doing some
rewarding,
art.
and
Yeah,
you kind of
really
get
good.
into. It is meditative, you know.
Yes,
you
it's-
immerse yourself in it, and it's so rewarding, and you
Yeah.
kind of like everything just sort of disappears for a bit.
Now, Claire, what do you think of Sarah's art? Her best friend. I love that she starts laughing.
Sarah's
Be
art is-
honest.
I'm going to be.
This is the problem with Claire. She's always on this.
Oh,
You did laugh, didn't you? Because we talked about it on the pod, actually.
It's still. Is it called Still Life?
Yeah, I
Your
did a
attempt at Still Life.
did a
I'd say
Still
she
Life.
needs work there, definitely.
It was a very petite lady, and I did make her look like a naked Mrs. Trunchbull off of Matilda.
Poor lady.
But, you know, I tried. It was only week one.
Yeah.
Well, only a friend can be truly honest. We're going to move on now to Bill's tour. So, before Christmas, do you remember you came?
Yes.
And you telling us about Thoughtifier, and it's
Yes.
all about how AI might steal our jobs.
a little bit, yes. We touched on that idea that there was this sort of panic about AI and it's going to sort of take over
Yes.
and all that. And I just basically, this whole show is a rebuttal of that and says we are amazing, humans are extraordinary, capable of amazing things. It's not going to take over.
Well, I tell you what, we put into some AI app. Tell us a joke about Bill Bailey, right?
Wait a minute.
And you know, this is what they came
Hold
up
on.
with. Why did Bill Bailey bring a ladder to his comedy show?
But why did...
Because he's always raising the bar of humour. It's so bad, Bill. We've got
Goodness
nothing to worry
I
about.
think our jobs are safe.
Jobs are safe.
Whilst we're on the iPad, let's read some more, actually, because Kay says, we watched Bill's shows last week and enjoyed it so much. The portrait was absolutely stunning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, tickets for Bill's show Thoughtifier are available now, and Extraordinary Portraits continues Friday night, straight after us here on BBC One.